Hello YouTube, this is Frieren here, and this is going to be episode 8 of Frieren Beyond Journey's End. And this title is called Frieren the Slayer, although the actual it's kind of what's the English chosen title. It's not what literally the title in Japanese translates to. It's literally Sousou Frieren, and then it's the title is Sousou Frieren. That's what I saw in the That's what I kind of actually saw in the preview. That was what the pronunciation is. So it doesn't really translate to Slayer, but I think if I remember, I was told correctly. From what I was told, it means Frieren at the funeral or something like that, or Frieren is like I don't know. What's translation again? Frieren at the funeral. Yeah, that's what it was. Pretty much a kind of a more accurate translation. I don't know why, but I mean, Beyond Journey's End is a better sort of deal. I would get at the funeral is because what that first episode kind of hinted at, but I'm kind of glad they with that. I could be wrong. I do apologize if that's still kind of a bad incorrect interpretation. But yeah. So last time we go into the northern territory, and Frieren is on the spot. She already has she doesn't have a second thought when it comes to trying to oppose demons, which got her in prison and all. And I do apologize on my end if it's supposedly wrong that for me to think there's actual good demons in this series. There's actual good natured demons, because someone in the chat told, and I do appreciate people trying to clarify things, and it's not like when I was seemingly being complacent at that time, it was kind of in the heat of the moment, because I was not sure how to figure how did these demons if they were like this, how did they came to be. Again, I keep forgetting, and again, heat in the moment, that's how its reactors are. And even I would even forget, even if I knew some things from the source material, or was familiar with, but we can't always just remember things on the go. But demons can still incorporate what they observe from human society and implicate into their own, even if it doesn't mean that much to them, besides just being able to set up their own territory, their order and whatnot. That's why Aura has that, or has a whole organization to begin with. It just makes me wonder, how did they be doing intercourse, mating and whatnot? How does that work out if they're just only doing this for the sake of it? I mean, I would think about it as acting to how animals do. There's probably not any actual romance, but just the instinct to reproduce and all, which is kind of funny because earlier in the episode, it was mentioned that Frieren's race is kind of slowly going extinct, which is kind of sad. And what's also fucked up is that there's also the notion, and I'm pretty sure you've all heard this, that Japan itself is kind of dying out, and they're not doing anything to stop it because they're having these weird confirmations these weird sort of settings that cater only to the senior citizens and not so much the younger generations, which needs to change. It has to change. This is not just a Japanese thing. It's even with I'm pretty sure there's other countries. I don't know for sure if that also applies to Korea or China. I mean, China's birth rate is pretty fucked, is even more fucked as well, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe I'm not too familiar with things, even though it's like a country from where my blood origins are, whatever. But let's get that out of the way before I go off track and forget what the fuck I was trying to get to. So first, like, of course, like, you can't do much at the moment. And the guy wanted some, that guy, like the chief, I think it was the commander. He didn't really want to negotiate at all. He wanted to smoke granite, and that didn't work out. Because he's getting manipulated by these words, because that's what these demons are using. They're using, like, they use this as deception. So we gotta see if we can deceive them back, because that seems to be the only way to be able to get out of this. I mean, considering Aura literally got a whole troop waiting right outside the city. And I liked how they used, and again, I liked how they used flashback. Again, I was taken aback at the time as to how they were depicted, because I figured, like, maybe not all of them are bad, but in the end, I am thankful, even despite my initial reaction, that they are depicting as that, because we've gotten to the point where we've gotten used to this whole thing of where most demons are depicted purely for the funny, for the comedy, the fan service, and in the lighthearted manner, like, oh, there's this bright side of them. No, they're all fucking bad for them at the moment. They're all depicted as just deceptive, prideful beings. And I give it all credit to it. They're just, the show is just doing what they're supposed to be doing, depicting them as demons, devils, whatever you call it. And I appreciate it. It's something you get that takes you aback, of course. I'm gonna admit it right now. I will admit where I was not trying to be inherently against it, like I hated it or anything. It's just like, oh wow, I not expect it to go that way, or I didn't remember it going that way. And when everything is said and done, I liked it. I really liked it, and it goes to show that Frieren is a really well thought out piece in terms of what ideas it has. Sort of the thing with the passage of time, the value of memories and memoirs and whatnot. Having fear and having fear, handling fear, and also having to resolve. And now there's also the case of where deceive or not to be deceived. And we're gonna know today why Frieren is called the Demon Slayer. The real Demon Slayer, y'all. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get this started. And hopefully I didn't eat up too much time here. So I'm gonna pull up episode 8 right here. And yeah, we can... Oops. I don't know why I did that. I do apologize. Okay. And if you hear if the mic catches it, Mom's kind of doing her morning prayers in advance. So sorry if that sounded annoying. All right. And of course, I don't think I need to say it already. The mic is too loud. I do apologize. I mean, something called a volume adjuster. So at least you got that. And I'll try to make the most of it. All right, 3, 2, 1. Let's jam. Oh yeah, she was also saying, like, yeah, I'm strong. Like, I'm strong, all right. Stronger than your leader for sure. She is so chill about it. I guess the part where the part where she needs her staff is more like, how Rudy is, in Mushoku Tensei, they only need to focus. It's kind of like, it's not necessarily make them stronger. It's just that it's a better way to focus it and whatnot, and aim and whatnot. But okay, I like your perspectives, by the way. Oh yeah, what was that one guy from? Was the one guy from Tetsura? Oh, she's blocking it. I know you're talking all that shit, huh? He's not. She's not. She's not even phased. It's like, do you really think you got this? You are too sure of confidence. Oh, and there goes your hand. Oh damn! And there goes your other hand. Yeah, no. No. No negotiate. No, don't even try it. Don't even try it with this girl. One down. Um, 86 more to go, I guess. Oh, well, I don't think that's possible because he clapped the guy and now, because he just clapped the guy and then it will just look bad for you. Oh boy. Hold on. Just gonna let this play, man. But yeah, I do again. Freeman's gonna show y'all shonen fans how you really kill demons. There's just what like it's just this show is just one of just maybe one or two steps away from make me giving this 10 out of 10. And you know how I feel about my nines and tens. They really couldn't do it though. Well, and usually the local areas got the best food. Got the best food. Not that fast food, and fancy fine dine, big brand shit. I mean, if there's anything that exists, no, you can't have mine. I don't think we're in a good position to. We can't just wait for the petition to go through. You guys are just gonna have actually, yeah. Well, I mean, she just kind of got out herself, so yeah. He doesn't perceive Stark as a threat, not yet, at least. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can understand that. that's genuine fear. Like even as even he tries to calmly talk about it. Why would they stop? There's no turning back. You know, like how your master basically had to face his fears. Keep the handkerchief, please. I'm just like, why are you handing him a dirty place where you just wiped your crotch? Can't move. Means your boy got clapped. There's no. Oh well. Oh boy. Mm-hmm. No, that will not be necessary. Suspicious, aren't we? In hell. That's what if that's what you're saying. Yeah, she was just not even phased. Like he's just like, oh okay, you know, I'm just gonna go along with this bullshit. So he figured Frieren knew what's up, but he still wants to clap himself. You know, he still wants to smoke himself, but he's buying off more than he can chew. Like these are literally literally the leader's like right hand man. Oh gosh, not another bloodbender. I've already had enough with Choso, and now this. And then there's also Annie's fucking blood, like fucking like blood propelled thrusters in Undead Unluck. That's a cool looking way to use it though. God, that sword's not even cutting through it. Yeah, Johan? Until they come marching in, of course. Oh wow. Oh that was not a lethal wound. He doesn't intend to kill him. He would have just done straight through if he wanted to. Yeah, yeah, nah. Frieren's probably. Oh, what the? Where's she something? Wait. I'm up the four. I'm. She's part of the Jedi crew. Being. So there's no evidence. So like there'll be just no evidence. That's why the guy can come up. Louis can just come up with his lies. He'll be reading him as her. Yeah. That, I mean, she makes sense, but I mean that would still, it still doesn't really solve the current problem at hand. Why don't you two do it? You seem pretty strong enough. It's just like, yeah, they're strong, but aren't you too strong yourself? Yeah, I'm just saying. Like you're nowhere near weak, even if that guy thinks so. Just because he thinks it doesn't mean you are. I mean, yeah, I mean, just those two may not suffice. They're dealing with a. Actually, I mean, she's gonna deal with the people, those troops outside for sure. I mean, that's a given. But it's a test for those two for sure. So those two are probably gonna handle Lunar and this little uh lolly service. I hate to use that word. Oh, the scale. Oh wow. Uh-oh. One of the 7 stages of destruction. It's like such a bothersome deal. All the more fish quicker so I could just sleep in all day the next day. She gets to walk on water while y'all just fucking swim. It's like you can at least help. It'll be fine. Oh yeah, no problem. Nah, I got this. No, I got this. Stuck like, are you kidding me? And, but I do like how they're detailing like how each of them move around differently, which also puts in the context of how they approach combat or will approach combat. Although time spending with Frieren does help out. She is no Novik anymore. Well, when it's usually too evenly quiet, something about to happen. That's how it goes in all fiction, huh? Oh, the guy that Frieren clapped at the like episode 3. Y'all just turn into smears because you can't even scream. You don't have time to scream. Okay, so they dedicate their lives, specializing in one particular magic. They sure are confident in their magic prowess. That's why he wants it down, so he can take over. Oh, she's got remembering. Hmm. Uh, that means we got some lost technology that we could use right now. gonna be that easy for you. Just the light, the lighting choice, the lighting choices in this just adds a sort of atmosphere without needing any crazy sort of color contrast. I like when colors are just muted to create in ways to make the atmosphere feel all more immersive. Well, they stabbed through my fucking liver. That's for sure. Oh, he's still shaking. I don't blame him. Don't set up a flag like that. No, man, you. Yeah, it seems like that. It looks like I think Luger's gonna come back, knowing someone's trying to interfere. This situation, huh? Yeah, in this situation, nah, I wouldn't say that. No, I'm just gonna chop it through, man. Please don't kill. Yeah, a rat. He's still sick. I actually like that they're showing that even if he's trying to stay calm, it's just feel tension. You can't. He doesn't respect him. He doesn't view him as a threat yet. Oh, wow. Uh, Fern, are you? Fern, you have to be somewhere. Yeah, yeah, Fern's coming in. Oh no, too late now. Oh, I didn't kill. Nah, that's not enough. I don't think that's enough to kill him. Well, that's a nice. Uh, that's a that's a nice shot. That's epic. The piercing spell, the piercing spell that your former man's used to take pride in. Okay, so I actually got the notion that it was also called Soul Track, not what we see here in the subtitles. I mean, he should already draw the dot. He already should draw the dots as to who taught her. Yeah, their priority is save that guy. Yeah, I knew it. Yeah, of course, not gonna. That thing's not gonna kill him. But if it was a little closer to the center, oh. Oh yeah, he can manipulate the blood. Good lord, man! There's a blood. How many more blood burns are we gonna get this season? I hope this is the last. Wait, okay, so she is off. It's ordinary offensive magic that has been. Yep. Oh, he was there when he. He was there when she clapped a bunch of his men. Actually, I don't. Actually, no. He probably wasn't even a commander at the time. Don't end it there. Ah, fuck. Oh, damn it. Don't. I was hoping they wouldn't end it there. All right, let me see that Let me see what that preview be teasing. Or the guillotine. So I think I figured it was gonna be like I figured it was gonna be two more, like at least 1 or 2 more episodes to cover, maybe wrap this up. I mean, I don't know. It's going at a pretty steady pace, but I have to feel like because Frieren wants to hurry this shit up, he's just like probably not gonna take that long. I mean, it's interesting how they kind of how they're gonna get into the whole thing with the magic. Because the how like that thing was ordinary offensive, but then like maybe I missed something, but it feels like it has been polished to where like it's now a demon killing magic. So Frieren basically polished it to the point and helped teach that to Frieren. That's the notion I got. I mean, let me see if I missed. Let me see if I missed anything here. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if he. That spell has been modified to specialize in killing demons. So I wonder, maybe it wasn't like strained, but modified to where it may be killing certain more potent to killing a particular targets, but not so much. Like maybe it's not as lethal to humans, or like this new version, whereas the old version is what it is. What it is. I don't know. I could be wrong, and it's just like the potency is just up in general, like no downgrades or whatnot. You just tinker a little bit to where it's more lethal or more effective for one particular type of target, I would say. So yeah, Frieren didn't view that Grant boy as a threat. He literally tried to. Who was that guy? Who was that guy from Tensura? I swear I knew it was. I was sure I know him, but it's like, oh yeah, Soe. That was what he reminded me of, but I don't even think Soe would be able to fight. Like, I think the only thing he would be having would be like in terms of like sheer strength. I mean, that would be the advantage, but and then he also got the hacks because thanks to inheriting stuff from Rimuru. But I don't think, but otherwise, like, he would be outmatched. But Frieren did not view that little rascal as a threat. Luna did not view stuff, and she was right to, because she's just like, yeah, I've been there. And Luna did not view those two, Frieren and Stark, as a threat at first, obviously. Because, and especially Stark, because he was shaking at the time, and he probably, and this freaking Johan looking ass, of course, would probably be thinking this as such. But he proved during that rescue that, yeah, I am a threat. I am someone you should be concerned about. And like, yeah, I am scared, but that doesn't mean I cannot fight. I'm unable to fight you. I'm unable to wound you. Of course he was doing 2-on-1, but he was 2-on-1, and then he was like, he doesn't have really much of a good matchup against that blood manipulation. Of course, I mean, he's a melee attacker. Like a close. He's like not a long range attacker like Frieren, where she just fires things off. She fires things off really fast too. That's what, like, because the moment he realized like this was an opening, he did not. It was already like too late. He was lucky that it did not strike through his heart or like and whatnot. He only just took off a whole chunk of his arm. And if a demon just loses his arm, it's nothing to them. I mean, that demon child back then, when his arm got chopped off, he wasn't even that phased. But he wasn't even that. Of course, he wasn't gonna be so phased by it. But when Frieren came and just finished the deal, yeah, that was definitely killing. And there's also the interesting thing where, like, when one of these monsters die, when the dragon died, they simply you saw that thing like dissipate into ash, into mana, and ash and whatnot, which is something interesting because it makes me think about more like, how does this world constitute in terms of like mana? Like, what happens to the bot? What happens to, like, do skeletons even get left behind? And for some, and I really don't know. Maybe now I'm pretty sure this only, like, for that, like, for humans, at least a skeleton will be left behind. Might be left behind in this regard, but maybe I'm looking too into this. Maybe it's a little too early to think about it. But for at least for a good number of non-human, of demi-humans or like non-human species, they just dissipate, because it feels like the world of Frieren is based around a lot of the magic, which I hope they explain, which I hope they'll go into depth to enough a lot more without making it feel like a tedious grasp. I mean, I don't want them to go into that shit like Hunter x Hunter, where they gotta explain it like fucking high tech map. Like, I'm not saying that it's like that. It was still fairly easy to understand, but it's just like, it's a lot. It's a mouthful. It's a mouthful. So yeah, Frieren trying to sneak out, look like a Jedi and shit. I'm just like, not. I like what Frieren did there though. It's just, she's just like, oh, I'm just gonna, I can't really just stay here. I'm gonna go outside, and Stark wants to start Frieren to help out. It's like, no, you guys are strong. No, you guys are good enough to handle those two. I know you guys are strong, and like, just because Lunar didn't view them as such doesn't mean he he doesn't mean he is correct. That's just how he sees it because of because of like there's this. I mean, there's also demons have this pride in their own magic too. You have to think about that. That's why he thinks, oh, this guy's not gonna touch me. This guy's not gonna be able to touch me. But that elf on the other hand, that elf, you know, that elf's a problem. And unfortunately, Frieren's about to go clap his commander. I don't think that she's just gonna do that in one episode. I don't think, unless they want to pick up the pace and all. I mean, I don't expect it now, considering the reputation that Frieren does, and I know there's the notion that Aura regained her powers, but you gotta also think Frieren may have like gotten. There's a chance Frieren may have gotten stronger in one way or another with her magic as time passed. I mean, unless if she was just completely slacking off. I'd have to think she got something out of all that rummaging through these odd, useless magic and maybe figure out something for herself. I don't know. Or she was just purposely holding back for the most part. Like, for multiple reasons. One of them is to probably just, help Fern along. Like, maybe I felt like she wasn't really, maybe this is my interpretation. She didn't try to take out the dragon herself because she wants to at least encourage Fern, like try to teach Fern some things here. But maybe Frieren, like, oh, it's just not my business, like, to just fuck with this thing, because it's like it probably may not be worth it. Or like maybe it's like, oh, it's not worth trying to use my all to clap this one thing. But dragons are strong though too, so maybe there's a thing with the dragons where the dragons are very resistant to magic, or maybe that's something else. But oh yeah, there's also the other thing, because Aizen did tell Frieren about the apprentice, and she's probably but then again, I don't know if like Frieren knew about Stark being there with the Soul Dragon beforehand. So if I might miss something. So, but I have to think, like, with how laid back Frieren is, I don't feel like she is truly going out. Like, maybe you have to think she's held back for a reason, to deceive people into thinking that, oh, she's just an ordinary elf mage, and to give Fern and Stark more room for them to grow, to fight for themselves. Like, oh, she doesn't need to do the heavy lifting. That's the observation I'm having here. Again, I could be wrong, but that's what I feel like is the case. And it's gonna be interesting to see how she claps. There's one personal concern I have, which is how they're depicting Aura's army. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we can get the notion that Aura's army is a bunch of undeads in one way or another, because we only got to see armor. I feel like they're just gonna. I'm not too fond of. I don't know if that was CG or not. Now people just like, oh, what about this CG shit again? This coming again, blah 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 blah. Like, I personally I wouldn't be against them if they animated that part in CG, but considering how Frieren has been animated so far, with barely any 3D, if anything, I was hoping they at least animate most of them in, or like have everything in whatever battle's going to take place next week hand drawn. But I mean, maybe I'm putting too much. I'm not saying like that. Oh, that's a down. That's a disappointment, utter failure, or whatnot. It's just like the way Frieren has put, anime production has been. I'd have to feel like they could try to they would be able to accommodate just fully 2D drawings of armored soldiers, like undead soldiers like that. But again, that's my personal nitpick. But it'll probably just be fully addressed next week. I also like the flashback with Frieren and Flam, like, and how Lucas says like, oh, there like, as much as we can try to improve technology now, there will probably be that one old like old timer or ancient sort of usage of magic technology, whatever you call it. I call it lost technology. To where we're like, oh yeah, it's far better, to where it's probably more effective than what the stuff we got. And this is totally true. I'm pretty sure the way a lot of stuff's been done back then, some of the stuff that's been done back then with how they build things or something, or probably much more, probably like, maybe not as effective, but a lot more impressive. In terms of, and it feels like, it makes you think like, did we advance as much? Did we forget something in our history that we shouldn't have? That's some. I think that the demons' ego, their pride in their own magic is ultimately going to be their downfall once again. Now that Frieren is on the alert now because someone she fought before came back, and like, I'd have to feel like Frieren at the time was might have been holding back for her companions, but now that she's just gonna be fighting by herself, it's like, oh, I don't think I need a whole go easy on them anytime soon this time around. But yeah, very good episode. I kind of wish they showed more of it, but I feel like it's good that we're gonna get more of this next sort of little arc going on here with demons. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Smash the like button. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Follow me on Twitter, support the YouTube channel, join Discord server, share the video around, all the good stuff. But that's gonna do it for this edition of Frieren Beyond Journey's End. So, Radio Station signing off. See you next time. Take care. Stay safe. Have a great day. Peace.